Hello guys, ZizuEG8460 here, and today we're going to make a review about DC's Legends of Tomorrow Episode 2, which is the pilot part 2. So let's get straight to it. So my first impressions about the second episode is that's way better than the first episode, and I really like the characters this time, and they fixed a lot of things. And the first episode was a bit cheesy for me. You might have a different opinion, but I found the second episode way less cheesy. It's just not about time traveling anymore, and it's actually more adventurous than the first episode, and that's kind of predictable because always the first episode they mustn't throw everything in. Second episode I had low hopes kinda, but I really got what I wanted, and thus it really amused me. I really liked watching this episode. And to the next point, we're going now to talk about the characters. And the characters in the second episode, they seem to have a very amateurish attitude towards the timeline, because it's very predictable that these characters have never done time travel, although some of them, almost half of them, are very smart. And that shows really how realistic this show is, because seriously, if there was time travel and someone came from the future and told you to actually travel and go save the world, you would not know the consequences of changing the history and changing the events that's happening in there. So, Hawkman, very interesting story. He died. Sorry, I'm not gonna even put a spoiler alert. Maybe I'll put in the video, but Hawkman actually dies in the end of this episode, and the story of Vandal Savage, Hawkman and Hawkgirl is really developing very hard. But overall, I didn't like the Hawkman and Hawkgirl conversations and stories, because it felt cheesy again, and I want the director to really eliminate every bit of cheesiness in this series, because the idea of it is really very interesting. But the thing that we got between Hawkman and Hawkgirl about forever together and stuff, bit interesting, but I didn't really like it that much. Maybe they didn't do it well. The sword thing though, with Vandal Savage and everything, that was really well done. The writings on the sword and how the characters went in there, Captain Cold and Heatwave and the Atom went in there to fetch back the thing, and the entire thing, I mean, with getting captured and stuff, really got us to get more introduced on the character's history and the character's origins. The conversation between Captain Cold and of course Ray Palmer, the Atom, really got us more in depth with their backstory and how they're both good at engineering. But of course the two criminals, they enjoy being criminals, though they were really smart. And although they are smart, they are very amateur towards timeline, and they do not take in consideration that they're in another time period and in another dimension, basically. And yeah, and I also like the Wave Rider, because the Wave Rider overall really looks amazing in the series. And Gideon, of course, didn't take that much of a role. Actually, we didn't see Rip Hunter at all in this episode, and I really wanted to see more of Rip Hunter, because Rip Hunter is an antagonist. I mean, he's not that much important part in the team, I mean, like fight-wise, but of course he's very important because, well, he was a Time Master, and everyone knows that he's the one who should be knowing every single detail about the time, and he should just tell them and advise them. But we didn't get to see this. We just got him like disappearing. I don't know. He's sitting in his ship, not participating. I don't know. Maybe he felt like Vandal Savage could detect him, and he would just know that they come from the future. But anyways, he already got the idea that they're coming from the future, so that is pretty bad for them. Of course, we got a lot of oh no moments in the series because well, they screwed it up. Let's be honest, DC's Legends of Tomorrow screwed up everything, and as I said, I am with this idea that they screw up everything because they don't have an idea about time traveling. But overall, they screwed up everything. Ray's future technology got blasted into the past, the nuclear bomb, everything with that, and Firestorm, of course, he absorbed the nuclear energy, and I think Firestorm story is beginning to developing. Instead of him being in the first episode as just a noob at life, I mean, he's been portrayed as just a geek and he doesn't know stuff, he just goes for it. He's not really that much smart in a way. So let's go to the next part. Again, I want to implement on White Canary's costume. White Canary's costume is absolutely bad. It does not show that she's a League of an Assassin, but it just shows that she's a, I don't know, princess going to a prom. That doesn't make any sense. That's the only costume I didn't like. The others, I really like their overall look. Also, Firestorm, when he shoots fire, there's some explosions, unnecessary explosions. Captain Cold, when he shoots the weapon, which of course must freeze them, but it doesn't. I mean, it doesn't show anything. They just move back. It's as if it's like a gravity gun, which again doesn't make any sense. But overall, I really like this episode. I really enjoyed every part of it. It's a nice part following to the pilot episode, and we got to see more of the other side of Firestorm's past, and how he was a brilliant scientist and alpha particles and stuff, and it's very scientific, so it again implements that it's gonna be a sci-fi and it's gonna be an adventure and it's gonna be time travel, and there's a lot of components in this one series. And yeah, overall I really like the thing. The soundtrack, amazing. The acting, amazing. The story, amazing. Yes, I'm not going to lie there, but again, very interesting. And I think the most important part of the second episode that got me to like can't wait to actually see this third episode. It left us hanging, and I really like that. I want every episode we get to see a very important part and very unexpected ending, and thus we get more surprise. I don't want no cliches, but I think you got the idea. So that's overall my first impression on the series itself and on this episode. Of course, I'm gonna have to take a look on the third episode to actually decide. Like, I just want the third strike to finally figure out whether the show is gonna be what I expect it to be, better, worse, but I really hope it's better, and I really like the entire thing. Very amazing show, and I can't wait to get more of it. Hopefully next episode I can get a first live reaction instead of a review, but for now I'm gonna have to settle for a review. So I hope you like, subscribe, comment down below what did you think of the first episode, and what did you think second, sorry, and what do you think of this video, and I really hope you liked it. Peace.